Hi, my name's Charlie Cina, and I am on the Brand Domination Show with AJ Adams.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Brand Domination Show. And our guest today, sales expert, sales ninja, the man who has closed incredible deals with the top clients, Mr. Charlie Cina. Excited to have you on the show.
Thanks, AJ. Thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely. So we're talking sales today, and I met you at a mutual friends event back in, I think it was September last year. And I remember a distinct moment. You got up to talk right before I did. And I was going to talk on digital branding, how to convert followers into buyers and clients. Right. And you got up and talked about your expose and close. And you have the expose and close marketing system, which we're going to talk about. But I remember there was a moment where your background has been what someone call old school sales, person to person, not so much online, where I grew up in doing telephone sales, person to person, but mostly online, and build my business. And there was a moment where you said something, and I was doing the slides for you because the AV guy wasn't handling it.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember there was a slide that you talked about some specific point. I actually, while I was back there, edited one of my slides because of a point you made, and I thought that's really good. That's way better than what I had. So I actually went and I edited my slide when I was back there, and then got up and it delivered it much better, because you talked about how the old school methods of door-to-door, face-to-face, a handshake, seeing a person, I was talking to someone in person, still works, even though you have online. You can't let that go. And I remember I changed the slide and I made the point that it's the same skills, the same game, just played on a different field. And it's one of the best points that's hit home for people. But that was inspired by what you said.
Well, thank you. And yeah, call me old school. I'd like to say I'm so out, I'm in.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, I mean,
let's dig in.
Yeah. A lot of people, would consider, I guess, my methods old school, but I don't think it's so much old school. I think people, the younger generation came up on technology.
Right.
I grew up in an Italian family, and I grew up where if you walked in, a house, a restaurant, and you made eye contact with somebody and you didn't say hello, you got a backhand, call that old school. But, so I was always taught to be respectful, right? And essentially make other people feel significant by acknowledging their presence.
Right.
So it's really not complicated, unfortunately, because of computers and phones, right? Fortunately, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that have become keyboard warriors, right? They get in front of a keyboard or they get in front of a video, right? And they say what they need to say, but there's no interaction. So I really didn't realize at the time, but I had a system. I had this expose and close marketing system. And it really wasn't until someone came to my office and said to me, "Hey, Charlie, Andy, all day, just showed up at my office." Someone came in and said, "Andy wants to meet you."
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't know this guy." Young guy went in. He said, "I saw you tell your story, how you knocked the door cold. Tried to reach him by phone, email, whatever, no contact, but you went to Jon Taffer's office and literally just rang the bell, said no soliciting on the door." And I tell the story how I didn't care. I rang the bell and I went in, this is my uniform.
Yeah.
Right. I might have black jeans on with it or blue jeans on, or if I need to suit up and wear a tie, I'll suit up and wear a tie. I try to dress for the market that I'm selling into.
Right.
Right. And I've sold into construction, been in construction sales. I've been in software sales. I've been in, promoted events on the Las Vegas Strip. So, pretty basic things from how do you knock a door? And then what are the attributes or characteristics or things that you need to do to properly knock the door? So I just went in to answer the question again. Andy Audate comes in, says, I saw you tell your story about Jon Taffer, which I can dig into in more detail if you'd like. But Andy tells me, man, that was amazing how you just went and knocked the door. And he said, you know, you have Jon Taffer, you have Eric Thomas, you have Les Brown. Like, how did you close all these guys? And my response to him was, man, I just expose and close. And then I didn't even realize that I was doing it. I gave Andy my card. So Andy, you know, calling me kind of after hours. Hey man, I was just thinking about you. Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? So next thing you know, I'm mentoring Andy and helping him promote his event, to which he asked me to speak, which is where you and I met, which is, again, everything goes full circle, right? It's expose and close. So from a video that he saw that was a replay of a Facebook Live, right, that I posted, and I'm a terrible social media marketer, I admit it, right? That's my weakness. I say it all the time, and I'm trying to get better every day. But from that, I got attention, right? Helped Andy, so my intentions were to help. He invites me to an event. I don't know whether there's going to be 5 people there, 500.
Yeah.
Right? But not only did I sell deals from that event, not only did I get to speak on the same stage as Les Brown spoke that week, right? Spoke with you, met you, and now things happen. So that's my whole concept of expose and close. But there's a whole system, as you witnessed from my keynote and why we're talking, where I put things in a certain sequence. So I make sales easy for people. I make networking easy for people. I make marketing easy for people. And if you're promoting, marketing, networking, and selling through these simple steps,
right,
the close, you know, becomes 10% of the work, because you've pre-framed and went through this relationship where you essentially got attention, you've built rapport, you gain credibility, right? And then you have the opportunity to, project yourselves and your teachings where people are open to buy in, or you project yourself and your offer in a way where people want your products and services. So I hate to use the word dumb down, right? Let's use the word simplify, but it's really common courtesy 101. I just teach you how to take these simple steps and put them into a sequence that allows you to present yourself in a way that's unforgettable at the first point of contact, position yourself where you become the only logical choice, and then allow you to profit by selling your products or services, repackaging them potentially, and creating multiple streams of revenue.
Right. And that's awesome. And you said some really key things there that people don't seem to get. And especially with social media, you talked about the keyboard warriors. And so many people, that's an interesting phrase, because so many people feel like they're really getting it in business. They're reaching people, they're making sales, but they're really hiding behind their social media profile. They're trying to take the easy way, because the fact is, if you're not good with people, you won't be good with sales. You can automate things, sure, you can get clients, but if you really want to grow a business, even from my own experience in growing our business, you've got to get in front of people. And what's worked well for us is using social media to get attention. And I went to an event on Tuesday night. So it's Thursday today, so 2 days ago. And I met several people who have been following me online for months. And then when I meet them, I've already got rapport with them. So then doing a deal with them or making a connection is so much easier.
Sure.
So it's the same game, just playing in a different field. And you talked about acknowledging people.
Well, just stop there for 1 minute though. But here's the difference, right? You're getting attention through social media, so that might be your point of contact. So you've got their attention.
Yeah.
Right. But then when you meet one-on-one, see, you have the social skills. You've got the whole package.
Right.
Right. So you've got the present, position, and profit, is what I like to say, right? Or you know how to connect, convey, and collect. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So you have it. There's some people that do all the social media to get attention, And then if they need to call somebody up on the phone to close a deal, they don't have those basic skills. Or if they need to meet somebody in person, they don't have those basic skills. So here's what I like to preach. My attitude is, it's my intention to get your attention.
I like that.
And then once I get your attention, it's my job, right, to build rapport and give you the credibility that you need so you pay attention. So you need to get attention. Hey, my name's Charlie. What's your name? Right? When you ask me what I do, I need to have my power pitch down, my elevator pitch down. Right?
Right.
So now I can get you to pay attention to me. So you know what I do, piques your interest. Now I build credibility. Here's my social proof. I've worked with Jon Taffer. I've worked with Les Brown. Right? And now if you allow me to present my offer to you of how I can help you solve a problem, eventually you'll pay me for my attention. So it's my intention.
Like that.
To get your attention, right? Once I get your attention, I need you to pay attention to me. And then as I build the credibility, you'll physically pay. Now you'll pay me. Now you'll pay me for my attention.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
I like that. I like that. I really like that you say
my intention to get your attention. Once I get your attention, now I get you to pay attention. And eventually, if I do my job right, you will pay me for my attention to help you.
That's really good. And that's what I love about having people like you on the show, because I'm learning. I'm improving in my mind. I'm already improving our sales process, because one of the things that I tell my team is, and clients, is you have to get attention before you can get paid. But you just added more to that for me, where you get their attention, so they're paying attention to you, and then you build credibility and you earn the right for them to pay you for your attention.
Right. Now,
it's getting and giving attention.
Absolutely. Now, I want this to be productive, because my pet peeve, hang up, or whatever is, I get on Facebook like millions or billions of other people, and everybody's an expert. So there's people out there that are trying to get attention, but a lot of them are delivering content or spewing content, and they've never backed up or executed anything that they're saying. So again, I'm not hating on anybody for implementing and getting out there. What I want people to be cautious of is, you need to make sure who you're listening to, and they have the documentation to back up that not only are they practicing what they're preaching, but they're preaching what they're practicing, right? And they also have the ability to teach it, because there's a difference, right?
Absolutely.
So again, practice what you preach what you practice, but then you need to be able to teach it. So I want to give whoever's going to be, watching this video some how-to steps. So when they get done watching it, right, everyone talks about value. Well, I want to make sales easy for people. I want to make networking easy for people. I want to make marketing easy for people. So I say that I can do that in 3 simple steps: by presenting yourself in a way that's unforgettable at the first point of contact, positioning yourself where you become the only logical choice, and then teaching you how to profit, right? How to close deals, build revenue relationships, build customers for life, right? That should ultimately turn into clients. So let me, if you wouldn't mind, can I give you a couple of basic things to help your viewers, right? Whether
absolutely.
Whether they're, and here's the thing, what I'm about to tell you is so basic, and you may have heard it before, and some people may get tired of hearing it, but it's like a rampid virus that people don't know how to fix or cure, and it's simple. I don't know how to meet people. I don't know how to network. I'm bashful.
Right.
I don't know how to, whatever. So here's the deal. You want to hear $1 million move that's made me millions of dollars?
I'm ready. I'm about to write this down.
Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name? I know top level executives. I know small business owners, and I know, people that may work in, front level or mid-level jobs that on a daily basis don't ask people that question. So you're on a plane, a train, an automobile. In an automobile, you get out, you're at the gas station. My wife will tell you, if I make eye contact with the guy that's across from me pumping gas,
yeah,
right? As long as he doesn't, look shady or he's going to kick my butt, right? I'm going to reach out my hand and say, hi, what's your name? And in some instances, if I am in that position, I'll do it even then because now I diffuse that potential tension.
Yeah, right.
Because now if he knows my name and I know his name, he's not a stranger anymore. Right? Now you're exchanging energy. You're not a stranger. You start to oscillate, for lack of a term, at a higher velocity with that human being.
Right.
It sounds corny, and I'm no scientist or tech guy, but we're on this call right now. There's no wires.
Right.
There's data, right? You don't think there's energy or data flowing. We just don't have anybody that bottled it to show us as human beings as one computer to the other, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're on this call because there's a connection. So that simple statement, if you did to 10 people a day, let's back it off. You did it to 5 people a day. Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name? Do you go to a restaurant or a dry cleaner, or do you have a place that you frequent in business?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do you know every single person's name when you walk in there and you see that person every day?
You know what's interesting? One of those places for me is the gym. And I've actually made connections because of doing that exact thing. I saw a guy who had a shirt that it said something about mixed martial arts. And I have a background in martial arts. So I walked up and essentially said, hey, my name's AJ. What's your name? I asked him about his shirt. And it turns out that his daughter is an up-and-coming UFC fighter who needs a brand. So next thing you know, there's a connection while I'm doing my reps. So yeah, absolutely. And so people know my name there.
Right, but the majority of people will go through the drive-through at Starbucks. The same person brings them their cafe latte every day. They don't know that person's name. More importantly, that person doesn't know their name, and that person doesn't know what they do. But meanwhile, that person at that drive-in window is potentially seeing hundreds of cars, or may have relationships with people that visit with them for just 30 seconds a day, where they might say, hey, I got to get car insurance, or my car insurance is outrageous.
Right.
And AJ's in the car insurance. Oh, my guy that comes through at 6:30 every day that orders a Frappuccino, right? AJ is with AJ Insurance.
Right. And that's really the expose and close, isn't it? If you're not making those introductions and reaching out to people face to face and, hey, my name is AJ, what's your name? You're not exposing potential opportunities.
Right. So let's put some simple math to it. Not that I need a calculator, it's just in front of me. If you did that to 5 people a day, no matter what business you're in, just 5 days a week, that's 25 people times 4.33 weeks in a month. That's 108 new impressions you made. 108 real live, hi, what's your name? Now, do you have your power pitch down? So if I say to you, hi, my name's Charlie, what's your name?
My name's AJ.
AJ, nice to meet you. Now I'd ask you, what do you do?
I collaborate with entrepreneurs and help them expand their influence to build their empire.
Okay. So you got your power pitch down, right?
Yeah.
Most people would say, oh, I'm in the internet business, or I'm in social media business, right? So you've got your power pitch down. If you said, what do? I empower speakers, trainers, and subject matter experts to monetize their content online. Or I help sales professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs to shorten the sales cycle by plugging in my 3-step expose and close marketing system, right? And then you would say, well, what are your 3 simple steps? Well, I help people present, position, and profit. And I go through present yourself in a way that's unforgettable, the first point of contact, position yourself where you become the only logical choice in your space, and then teach you how to profit by creating multiple revenue streams within your business. And then you would say back to me, in normal cases, if I've done my job right, Charlie, that's unbelievable. Let me ask you a question, AJ. Would you like to set up a 15-minute call? I can show you how to increase your revenue potentially by 30% in the next 60 to 90 days.
Right.
Yeah, Charlie, I'd love to set up a call. So if you did that, right? What did you do? Hi, what's your name?
Right.
Right? My name is, what do you do? What do you do? Now you got your power pitch down. Okay. You're dressed for success. Now, again, if you're a gym trainer, I don't expect you to be wearing a sport coat, but I'd be in a polo. I'd have it logoed up. I'd have my phone number on the sleeve. I've had my website, on a pocket around the collar or something, right?
Right.
What do? I empower people to increase their energy, increase the longevity of their life, and lose weight in the process in 30 to 60 days guaranteed. Oh, really? How do you do that? Well, the guy's a trainer, but he's not. If he's a professional trainer, right, he encompasses those solutions for people that have those particular problems. Now the game's changed. So step one, hi, what's your name? Step two, what's your power pitch? Right? Incorporated in that somewhere is a step three. You're dressed for success, right? From your shoes all the way on up. So I can go on and on, but simple math. If you did that, if everybody did that to 5 people a day and you master it, that's 108 people you've contacted a month times 12 is 1,300 people. Let's say you're terrible. You can't sell, but you look good. People know your name. People like you. They know exactly what you do. And you closed 1%. While you're out there doing everything that you're doing anyway. You're going to the clinic, taking your kid to the ball game. You're on a plane for 5 hours going from Phoenix to New York, right?
Right.
In those conversations, that's 13 deals. What's your average ticket if you bring somebody on to help them with a website or social media?
At the lowest, it's $3 to $5 grand.
Okay, so let's call it $4 grand times 13. That's 50 grand, whatever the number is, 50, 60 grand. All you're doing is those 3 simple steps. That's it. People don't do it.
Yeah. And as you're talking about that, I was thinking to myself, I've met a lot of people who, and even myself from experience, I'm thinking about this event I was at the other night. I forget the third step sometimes. Like I'm great at the introduction. I have my power pitch down, and I always get a reaction when I say what I've done, who I've worked with. They're like, oh, wow. I was on stage in a panel, and we were doing 1-minute questions before the keynote speaker came up. And I said, help entrepreneurs expand their empire, expand their influence and build their empire. And we've done this for celebrities, CEOs, and $100 million brands. Well, that gets attention. But then afterward, I have to remember when they give that reaction to say, so when can we get on a call to take that next step to actually get that connection to have a further conversation about how I can help them and not just at that.
Yeah. So what are we really talking about? We're talking about, I say word tracks, but words trigger pictures, which trigger emotions, which trigger action steps. Words trigger pictures, which trigger emotions, which trigger action steps. Now, when you put those words in the right sequence, right? Words are code, right? There's certain words that people use. And if you could use a word that has the same meaning as another word, but somebody will look at you and go, oh, that was offensive. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. All right. So words are things, but when you can take the basic 3 steps that I just told you, and you incorporate the words with your power pitch, with highs, what your name, with a smile, you're looking good. And then you go to take out a card and you say, here's my card. Now people go, oh, cards are old school. How could they be old school when you're handing somebody and making an impression?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And if you have the right card on the right stock with the right message, so they understand, even if they put it in their pocket and go to their office and throw it on their desk, they might look at that card 300 times. And then someone walks in their office and says, oh, by the way, do you know a plumber? Oh my God, I just met a plumber at Starbucks. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? And people, I feel like a lot of people underestimate those little things. The way you're dressed, a lot of people get that, but they don't think through the psychology of when you hand a card. We've designed our cards so that they're shaped slightly different. They have a different kind of silky feel. They're thicker. this is one of my business partner's card, and it's actually
that's a weapon, bro. I have one of those. That's a weapon.
The thing's metal. And I remember when he handed it to me when I first met him, I grabbed it and immediately I was like, wow. And these $3 to $5 per card. So you hand this to someone, they know, okay, this is not cheap. This one's gold. This must be serious. They must see some real value. And you hold on to that. I've held on to it just because it's cool. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Everyone talks about social media, right? How many impressions did you get? Oh, I got 300 views. I got 500 views. Great. I'm not suggesting that's where I need help, right? I need to do more social media. I need more views. But the thing is there's millions of people that are out there for where I'm positioning myself and how I can really help people. How do you get them to do the basics? Even a sales professional. I walked into a shoe store yesterday. I met a client yesterday at the Venetian for lunch. I left. I'm walking by the shoe store, men's shoe store called Meslin. You familiar with Meslin shoes?
No.
Anyway, great shoes out of Spain. They're not cheap. In the actually the Palazzo side of the Venetian resort. So I walk in. Young guy's behind the counter. Says hi, stays behind the counter. I'm walking into his house, right? People say business isn't personal. It's personal. Whether you come into my business or whether you come into my home, I'm going to treat you the same way.
Right.
Right? It's a reflection of me. It's a reflection of my brand, my family, who I am. I'm walking through. Doesn't say anything. I saw a pair of shoes there 2 weeks ago that I wanted to buy. Right? Plus they were on sale and I didn't buy them because my kid was in a rush. I'm like, wow, I wanted to go back into the shoes. Didn't see them. I'm getting ready to walk out. I said, I'll take one more. Went back. They put them in the back area of the store. I said, hey, can I try these on? Walks up, grabs the shoe, says, sure. Never asks me my name. Never asks me what type of I'm looking for, what type of problem am I looking to solve? Do I need a fresh shoe? Do I need a comfortable shoe? Do I need a travel shoe? Right? Sir, I said, I was here a couple of weeks ago. I saw a shoe. I can't find it. Was it on sale? Was it nothing?
Yeah.
I end up buying a pair of shoes and like literally 5-minute sale, right? And the guy never asked me my name. And I told him, do you want to increase your closing percentage by potentially 10 to 20%? Now he's in a high-end shop with tourists.
Right, yeah.
What's your name? I had an insurance guy come in to buy a VT system from me. I got paged. Comes in, we sit down, obviously, hi, what's your name? We went through the whole thing. My son walks in my office. I said, that's my son. He usually comes in for lunch. Working for the summer across the street at the car wash. I said, my son's starting to drive. He's got a car. His insurance is costing me $250 a month. It's outrageous. I said, between my homeowners, my umbrella, my whatever, right? I said, my insurance is through the roof. The guy goes, yeah, it's crazy, blah, blah, blah. So I go through my sales process. The guy leaves, never asks me if I would like him to give me a bid.
Wow.
Or a proposal.
Missed opportunity. From one simple question, missed opportunity.
But do you understand what I'm saying? So that's my point. Why do people think that they have to get a lead that dings them on social media, right? Or whatever the case is, or, put up and again, people consider this, you put up a billboard to get your phone to ring, or you do a radio ad. Okay, great. What about what's right in front of you? Why aren't you selling, promoting, and marketing and educating people on what you can do and how you can help them solve their problem?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with social media, as you're talking, I'm thinking through, why do people do that? Why is it so many entrepreneurs miss that opportunity? And I think what's happened with social media is the vanity of it. People want so much to be known by everyone, as if everyone's just going to come to them. And even if you have a brand, I teach building a magnetic personal brand. You have people come to you, but you still can't neglect when people know you to make those people feel known. You said earlier, when you acknowledge someone, it makes them feel significant.
No question.
And people want so much to be significant, to feel significant, that they forget to make other people feel significant. And if, one of my goals is every day when I interact with someone, for them to feel like they're the most amazing person in the world, because you never know. You never know. They might go home and tell someone, I met this guy named AJ and he does this, and they can't do business with me because they're not the right person, but they may know someone. And I've had that happen over and over again. But yeah, you've got to take the opportunity to make someone feel known, not just try to be known.
Because what's social media about? It's about being social.
Right.
Right? Media, getting yourself out there, getting the exposure. Okay, great. So now you may have gotten some exposure, but now how do you get the implementation to engage them in order for them to buy your product or your service?
Right.
So here's the reality. I had a friend of mine over for dinner, and we're having this conversation. And I told him I'm in the process of writing my book, Expose and Close, and how to create customers for life. And they're probably going to be two separate books. But he looks at me and he says, I want to write a book and call it Raid. I said, Raid? He goes, yeah. He goes, the social and interactive skills and the common courtesy that you and I grew up with, Charlie. Now I'm 52. He was probably 59, 60 years old.
Right.
But because of social media, because kids aren't out interacting like they were, right? And everyone's on the phone and the keyboards. He goes, we live in a world of raid. I go, raid. He goes, rude, inconsiderate, rude, arrogant, inconsiderate, and disrespectful. Raid, R-A-I-D.
Right.
And I'm like, wow. I said, you should write that book, man. I said, that's a good book. I said, you're exactly right. And really, that's what I preach, and that's what I teach, and that's what I teach my kids. Like,
yeah.
If you walk into my house, or I was to see you at a Starbucks and I'm with my kids, I don't have to tell my kids to introduce themselves to you. As a matter of fact, if they see you walking in our direction, my son or daughter will probably introduce themselves to you before you can even shake my hand, since they were little.
Yeah.
And I used to, when my kids were little, be on an elevator, ask that man his name, ask that man his name, ask that lady her name. Now when they were old enough, 4, 5, 6 years old, we'd go on vacation. I'd take a $10 bill out of my pocket. They said, Dad, I want ice cream. I'd say, okay. And I'd stand, 5, 8 feet from the counter, go get your ice cream. They'd go up and they'd tell the guy, hi, my name's Karen. My name's Sophia. What's your name? Oh, I'm Joe. Joe, we get ice cream. Right? Well, one day we did this and I'm watching the transaction, but I'm talking to my wife and my kid comes back. I told him to get a single. He comes back with a double. And he gives me my $10 back. I said, son, you need to go pay the man. He goes, no, Dad, Joe told me it was on him.
That's awesome.
I said, what? He goes, Joe told me it was on him. I went back. I said, you didn't charge my kids. He goes, I can't get adults to interact and communicate with me and be courteous like your, whatever they were at the time, 4 and 6 or 5 and 7
were.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. People think, oh, it's simple. It's not, man. It's complex. Everybody wants to be significant. Everybody wants to feel important. And if you've got the right message, the right power pitch, you're wrapped up for success. People will want to do business with you.
That's awesome. Absolutely. And you're obviously proof of that. You've done closed clients, done business with some of the biggest names. You mentioned Les Brown. You mentioned Jon Taffer. Talk a little bit about that, because these techniques are not, you didn't just think of these. These are honed over decades of successful sales.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, whatever, call it trial and error, but I didn't even know that it wasn't trial and error. I just, I put my goal out there. I put my target out there.
Right.
I get up. I'm a hunter. I have to hunt and I have to feed my family. So, my short term is I want to hunt. right? I want to acquire a new client or a new customer, right? But the reality is I need to make that customer a client. That's because there's a difference between a customer and a client. And that's what I'm talking about in the two books that I'm writing, right? One's how do you acquire a customer, and then one is really how do you expose and close and create clients. There's a difference. So the 3 steps I gave you break the ice, but that doesn't mean AJ is going to do business with me in most instances at the first point of contact.
Right.
Now, if you're there to sell me a cup of coffee, yeah, maybe it's a 1 interaction close or a pair of glasses that are $100 or less or whatever the number is, right? But if it's a big decision like you, a $4 or $5, $10,000 plus decision, or even in the business that I'm in, where it could be 10, 15, 25, 50 grand,
right?
You need to expose and close 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, 10 times, right?
Right.
Like Taffer, I called, I emailed, right? I sent follow-up letters, and then I just got frustrated and I went to do the knock. I just showed up, walked in the office, rang the buzzer. Is John here? No, he's not. Do you have an appointment? No, I don't, but I need to see John. My name's Charlie. What's your name? Mary. Mary, I really need to see John. Can you call him and get him on the phone? Well, no, I don't, sir. He's off on the set. Well, who's here that's in charge, that's capable of making decisions when John's gone, right? Effective question. It's a priority. There's urgency. Well, sir, what's it about? I want to talk to John about a potential joint venture and empower him to monetize his content online, where he's potentially generating 6 to 7 figures a year online worldwide.
Right.
Boom, out walks the VP. Same thing. She's coming towards me. I make eye contact. Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name? Gina. Gina, nice to meet you. Well, Charlie, you don't have an appointment. Listen, I need 3 minutes of your time to show you how I can take John's content, put it online through this virtual interactive platform, and potentially he can generate, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars with his content.
Right.
Walked in the back, flipped open my computer, showed her a little bit of the platform and how I could help her monetize. 2 days later, I've got a meeting with Taffer.
Right.
Right. But again, it wasn't that I just showed up and knocked, right? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but I exhausted 3 other ways. But then sometimes you have to get in your car. Now people go, oh, that's old school. No, that's generating revenue.
Right.
That's not old school. When you put money in your pocket, right? My mantra is use any technique, door, tool, go up, over, around, and down, as long as it's ethical, right? If you could solve somebody's problem, how do you not want to tell the world what you do?
Right. Absolutely. And I love that. And really, this is what I'm naturally an introvert. So I grew up really shy. So talking to someone the way that you do isn't something that I would do. And actually, hold on a second. Some person is randomly at my door.
It could be the knock.
They could.
They better have a good pitch.
Hi. She's the mail lady. All right, go. What's up? All right. Mail person coming by to drop something off.
Did she tell you her name?
Nope.
Big mistake. You know why? Come Christmas time, if you knew her name,
yep,
right, you'd probably feel more obligated to say, you know what, I'm going to leave her a box of chocolates or a $20 bill, or right?
Exactly.
Not that she's looking for that. I'm just saying, it's not that
you're exposing the opportunity.
Right. She becomes that much more important to you, and now you know who she is, and she's calling you by name, and whatever. But at any rate, where were we? We were talking about Taffer, right?
Yeah, and I was saying, I grew up an introvert. So going and talking to people wasn't something that came naturally to me, but I had to learn it because for whatever reason, I kept ending up in sales jobs. And the only time I was successful, one company I worked for, I was bringing in six figures for them a month. And it only came because I learned how to connect with someone and really be bold. And that seems to be something that a lot of salespeople miss. They're afraid to be bold, be a little ostentatious, a little even belligerent, and just walk in uninvited, unannounced. And you talked about Andy Audate, who's a good friend, a mutual friend of ours. He just showed up at your office and
Right.
and was ready to give value. But talk about that. When it comes to follow up, what are some of the key things that you found, or strategy behind how you follow up? Because there's a right and a wrong way to do it. I assume.
Well, here's the hang up, right? Why don't people follow up? Well, some people are just flat out lazy, right?
Sure.
They want the one call close, or maybe their ego as a salesperson thinks that they're so good that if the person doesn't want to buy, they don't want to bother with them, right? But there's layers of the onion that you need to pull back. It's the unspoken objection of why people don't buy. So again, in the instance of Taffer, I couldn't even get John on the phone. I was talking to all his lower level people, right? Well, sales 101 is you need to talk to the highest level person possible. Ultimately, you want to talk to the CEO, the owner, or the star, right, of the show. That's not always possible. So sometimes you need to start at the bottom and climb your way to the top. So
Right.
again, I called, I emailed, I showed up. There was a company called Kyani, multi-level marketing company. They were here in Vegas. I didn't have a connection there. I was trying to do business with them because I knew that I could coach them and mentor them and help them better train their people by utilizing Lightspeed platform, right? This incredible platform. So I wanted to give them my expertise, plug them into an engine or a platform, right, that would put them on turbo boost.
Right.
Emailed, whatever, couldn't do it. I just showed up. So I called to show up. I got dressed. I went down there to the event. Don't quote me how many people were there. 10,000. I mean, it was at Bally's Convention Center. It was huge. 10,000 plus people. Ladies at the door. What do you think I said to the lady when I walked to the security lady when I walked to the front door? What do you think I said to her?
Hi, my name's Charlie. What's your name?
Mary, I need your help. Sure, Charlie. She knows my name now. So now I'm engaging in a conversation where we're not here anymore. We're here.
Right. Yeah.
You understand the difference? It's simple, but doing it for people is complex. Mary, I'm a local business here. No, I said, I help companies better train their distributors to increase their sales and the retention of their salespeople. I'm trying to get with the CEO, and his name escapes me now, John Smith, right? I know he's here, but I don't have an appointment. Is it possible you can point me to him, or point me at least in the right direction of how I connect with him? She goes, oh yeah, follow me. Now, didn't have a badge, didn't pay for the thing, right? Now, some people say, oh, you got lucky. No, I didn't get lucky, because I got up on a Saturday morning, and instead of making an excuse, I dressed up and I implemented all the things that I needed to do. She walks me over to the guy. What do you think I said to him?
Hey, my name's Charlie. What's your name? And I love that.
Charlie Cina, right? You don't know me, but I help direct sales companies like yours better train their salespeople to increase retail sales, increase retention, and even deliver compliance training. And I heard you were here in Vegas, and I got dressed early this morning just to come down here to meet you. He said, Charlie, thank you. I said, would you be interested in me showing you a way of how to increase, right? So I give my whole power pitch. He gives me his card and says, yes, I'm interested. I can't talk to you right now, takes me by the arm and introduces me to his vice president of sales, who then says, give me 5 minutes, leaves the event, walks me into some side conference room where I open up my laptop and I make the presentation to him.
Right.
Now he invites me to stay because there's going to be a keynote speaker, he said, that's going to knock my doors off. This guy gets up on stage by the name of E.T.
Right.
Eric Thomas. I'm like, wow, this guy's good. I never heard of him. Now at the end of his keynote, he says, I'm going to, for those that are XYZ distributors or VIPs or whatever they were, meet me in the back for the meet and greet, and I'll sign my book and take a picture with you. Guess what I did? No name tag, right? So now I go back to get in the back, and they go, oh, sir, do you have a badge? No, but Steve Smith, the vice president of sales, invited me to be here as his guest today. Would you like me to call him? Oh, no, sir, come right in. So now I'm hanging out. I wait till E.T. does his deal. I go up to E.T. What do you think I said to him?
Right. Hey, my name is.
It sounds silly, but people go, oh, yeah, it's not. It's everything.
Right.
So that was a 2-year follow-up, follow-through, phone calls, demos, cards, sending them follow-up letters, like you name it.
Right.
Then he went to Grant Cardone's office. Somehow him and Grant connected. Grant says, I'm making all this money online. Which platform do you use? Right. Oh my gosh, I know Lightspeed. So it was a 2-year deal. But what I'm saying is now what's going to happen, and this is the other thing I teach, as you continue to do this and build clients and build your brand, your clients become your silent salesmen.
Right.
$1 million messengers. Right? They're saying, hey, now it's a word of mouth play. So, that's my Eric Thomas story. I never closed Keani, by the way. Never got the deal.
Yeah. But you got another opportunity.
Right. But I still, but literally, that's been 5 years now, probably that I met, maybe 6 years that I went to the Keani event. But I touched him about 8 months ago, still went through it, still got the new CEO. Like, I go through CEOs at companies. I go through vice presidents of sales at companies. I've watched, 3 or 4 executive teams cycle through a company. So, but what I'm saying is, you need to follow up and follow through, follow up, follow through. So I send cards. I have digital cards. I send emails. I send video texts. And that's really what I teach, right? How do you implement these tools? What words do you use? What strategies do you use? So, there's tactics and there's strategies. A lot of people are tactical and say, oh, I sent the card. Well, there's certain things that you need to put in the card or the thank you letter.
So it can't just be tactics or strategy.
Yeah, I'm a big gift guy, man. Like, just so you don't think this wasn't a setup. If you see my desk, I'm making this look real nice and clean, but my desk is piled with stuff, right?
That's why I'm zoomed in so you can't see all the mess on my desk.
But literally, man, like, I keep stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what these are, $100 and something bucks, $200. I don't even remember. But I order things, right? If I close a deal, I'm gifting. If I need an appointment, I'm gifting.
Right.
Right? I'm educating people through the sales process.
Right.
So, how do you educate, elevate to dominate? That's my other term. Educate, elevate, dominate. How do you build the relationship? So again, people might say, "Oh, Charlie, I went out and bought some pens, or I went out and bought some money clips, or I bought clients, female clients, high-end handbags before." At the end of the day, it has to be the right tactic for the right individual.
Right.
You can't,
you can't just do the same thing for everyone.
Right, you just don't send somebody a $200 gift, right? It could be you sent them, a box of candy. It could just be a thank you card.
Yeah.
But again, there's certain ways, certain words you use, certain ways to position it, certain tactics and strategies. So I'm just sharing with you what's worked for me, but those are all ways
Yeah.
ways to follow up and follow through. So that's what I take people through. It's like a 10, 12 step process from the introduction, the power pitch, the first point of contact. How do you get them on a demo? How do you show them your product or service? How do you get them to say yes? Give me a proposal.
Right.
Start the sales process, and then how do you nurture that? How do you continue, you know, to connect and convey in order to collect? Right?
Right.
How do you
Connect, convey,
continue, how
collect.
do you continue to present and position in order to profit? It's not, are you married?
Yeah. 10 years now.
Did your wife say, did you ask her after the first date, marry me? Do you think she would have said yes?
She did. I actually did. I did.
Oh man, come on! You got to ruin the whole presentation now. You better edit that out.
But here's
But
the
what
thing.
I'm saying is that's you're an exception.
It was 6 months of me talking to her, of building relationship, of follow up. There was 6 months of building the relationship before that first date ever happened. So by the time I asked her, I had already put in a good amount of time.
Okay, well there you go. But that's all I'm trying to impress. So
Yeah.
Everybody's a salesperson. Everyone should learn how to present. I don't care, whether you're in the janitorial business and doing the tedious task, right, of polishing floors or
Right.
painting buildings, right? Those people are, make every business tick, right? I walk into my office, it's spotless. Those people come in every day. Well, guess what? If you own that business and you're teaching your people how to say, hi, what's your name, right? Here's what I do, right? Are we doing a good job, AJ? Are we handling all the problems that you have? No one's ever going to leave you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So how do you take what I'm teaching and you say, my guy's not a salesperson. It doesn't matter. If he's out there doing some type of function, no matter how basic for your business, he is presenting, or he is positioning your company. He's triggering pictures with what he does, how he looks, and what he says if he's doing a function or having some type of interaction with your clients.
Right.
And if I'm cleaning your office, right, and I don't lift something up to dust underneath it, and now the client comes in and there's an old mustard stain that's been up there for 3 weeks, that's a picture that's going to trigger an emotion where the contract comes up. You're going to say, they don't lift stuff up or they don't do X, Y, Z. Let's get a competitive bid. So again, I don't want to go too deep on this video, but that's really what I teach people how to do and how I live and run, not just my business, but my life. Because my mentor, back in the early 90s, I had a mentor, a guy's name was Jerry. He used to call me Cina man. He'd say, Cina man, your business goals equal your personal goals, and your personal goals equal your business goals, right? And the older I got, the more clarity that statement, delivers. And
Right.
people need to realize business is personal. So whoever it is, it's their job to present, position, and ultimately help the company organization create a profit. If not, why be in business?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that. And before we wrap up, I want to go back to one thing you said that I really want our listeners to hear. You said when you went to the event, the conference, 10,000 people, you have no idea where the CEO is, how to get to him. You don't know anybody there. And you worked your way through just with a simple phrase. Hi, my name is Charlie Cina. What's your name? And then people just started opening doors for you. Some people.
And in that particular instance, I said to the lady straight up,
yeah,
Mary, I need your help. Can you help me out?
Yeah. So simple. And so many people would say that's luck. But what I keep hearing in every one of your stories is it wasn't luck. You used the right word track. You did the right follow-up to expose the opportunity that's already there. Because someone else could have come and done the same thing, and maybe they would have had the same opportunity, but they didn't.
Well, you could say it's luck. but it's also truth, authenticity, and proof.
Yeah.
Right. So when I went up to her, I said, "Hi, Mary. My name's Charlie Cina. What's your name?" Or "My name's Charlie. What's your name?" "Mary." "Mary, I need your help. I'm wondering if you can help me out." Now I'm saying Mary. So when I say to her, Mary, subconsciously, she's saying, this guy what? Knows me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? This guy knows me. Now I'm dressed, right? I don't look like a derelict. I'm not showing up with a t-shirt and flip-flops,
Right.
right? I'm groomed. I don't stink. Right? My mustache isn't purple. Like, I'm being silly, but I'm not. Like, it's that first point of contact.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, oh, you need help? Yeah, Charlie. And now I'm being honest. I'm looking for so-and-so. I'm a local company here. I heard he was here. I left my family on a Saturday to come down here and meet with him personally. I don't even have an appointment with him, but I need to see him. Is it possible that you could point me in the right direction? She takes me by the arm and walks me to the guy.
Right.
It's not luck. It's presenting and positioning yourself with the right word tracks, with the right words that trigger the right pictures, that trigger the right emotions, that deliver truth, authenticity, right? And essentially proof.
Absolutely.
Guy's dressed. He talks well. He told me he has a problem. He asked me for my help. She's a human being. Most people want to be courteous when they can. Most people want to be helpful when they can.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, the country's in disarray. This side, Republican, Democrat, right? When the World Trade Center blew up, everybody came together, right? When the hurricane came, people came from all different types of states and donated billions of dollars of their own money. My one friend got in his truck. He's a carpet cleaning guy and a mold remediation specialist. Took his crew. So people want to, right? But why?
You got to expose that opportunity and that desire in people. And I love too you told two different stories, and in each story you connected with the VP, and then they connected you with someone else, and you just worked your way up very quickly. Sometimes took longer, but what I've noticed in being around people like yourself, other very successful people, is they're always looking for opportunity to create opportunity and to do a deal to generate more revenue. They're always looking for opportunities to create more success. So when you approach people like that the right way and you expose it, you have real value. Like you said, truth, authenticity, and proof. The opportunity's there. We just need to expose it. Otherwise, we don't get to take advantage of it.
And let me leave you with a couple things. I treat everybody the same. Now, a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a Les Brown, right, or a Tony Robbins, or whoever it is that I meet, right? And I've been fortunate enough to meet all of them. Or if it's a school teacher, or if it's a janitor, or whatever. Like, I greet everybody the same way.
Right.
It's my brand. That person might know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You know how many people say, "Oh, I met him," whatever, at a coffee shop, on a plane. I've closed deals on planes. I closed a $25,000 deal on a plane with a brochure. I'm not. I love it. I'm not. Right. And it had the worst seat in the house. It was by an exit row and I'm short to begin with, but the door, right, the exit door of the plane, you know how they double out sometimes? Like, literally, I was sitting like this, lady sitting next to me closed the deal. February, I'm at the 10X conference, Grant Cardone's 10X conference.
Right.
Huge line to get in. Now, obviously, he's a client. I know all of his people. The guy sees me, one of his people, and says, "Charlie, come on, I'll take you through this way." I didn't even want to zigzag through. Like, I just didn't want to be in any type of chaos. I said, "You know what, John, I appreciate it. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee." I sit down. I open the same laptop that I'm talking to you on right now.
Yeah.
I'm in front of Starbucks. A guy sits next to me with his 12-month, 14-month-old baby. I didn't ignore him. I could have ignored him. I could have just kept my face on my laptop. I reached over and said,
"Yep. Hey, my name is Charlie."
He said, "My name's Lester." I said, "Lester, nice to meet you." he said, "Nice to meet you, Charlie. What do you do?" I said, now I knew where I was.
Right.
So I used my power pitch for speakers and trainers.
Right.
That I empower speakers, trainers, and subject matter experts to monetize their content online, worldwide, in 3 easy steps. He goes, "Wow, I'm a speaker. I need that." I flipped open the same laptop that I'm talking to you right now. I said, "Well, let me show you what I do, Lester." I said, "What are you trying to achieve? What are the 3 biggest problems in your speaking business that if you could overcome?" "Well, I need to do this. I need to do that." Great. Took him through it. He said, "I want it." Hands me his credit card, gives me $5,000. I kid you not.
Wow.
I took out my phone. I said, "Lester, I'm going to be excited to work with you moving forward. You mind if I take out my phone and just capture the way that you feel right now about the friendship and transaction that just took place so I can help other people with what I do?"
Yeah, I love that. And I remember seeing that video.
Dude, the guy
Yeah.
I never told him what to say.
Yeah.
If you look at my digital business card, right? Or I've now told you how I present, whatever.
Right.
He, just through the experience that I took him through, because he experienced exactly what I present verbally, right?
Right.
He now experienced it firsthand. He said what's in my power pitch. Kid you not. I didn't say it.
Right.
He said, "I just want to let you know that I just met Charlie, unbelievable gentleman, in a matter of seconds," right? We met. I knew don't quote me, but something to the effect where, I know we're going to have a relationship for life. And I did business with the guy. So listen, I love selling. I'm passionate about it. It works. I love connecting with people. I love helping people. And sales, marketing, networking, promoting really is simple when you have the basic things down. And that's what I'm here to teach people.
I love it. Awesome. Well, Charlie, I appreciate it. There was so much value in that. So I'm looking forward to the book. I'm looking forward to your course. We got to talk. My mind is just going on a lot of different things. So much value. And for you, those of you who are watching, listening to the audio version, I hope you took notes. Check out the show notes because there was so much there. Connect, convey, collect, present, position, profit, educate, elevate, dominate, have your power pitch down, and never, never forget when you meet someone, no matter who they are, treat them the same and ask them one simple question. Tell them, "Hi, my name is so-and-so," and ask them what their name is. So Charlie, I appreciate it. You had a ton of value. Any final last thought for everyone who's listening?
Yeah. If people out there like what I have to offer and I could bring them value, go to exposeandclose.com. That's exposeandclose.com. Or you can go to charliecina.com, CINA. But there you can also log in and I'll send you a couple gifts. If you give me your obvious contact info, I'll send it your way. But exposeandclose.com. And I just need you, AJ, to do me one favor.
Awesome. Name it.
Expose and close.
Absolutely. I'm already changing up the strategy. So check it out. We'll put all the links in the show notes, linked here with the podcast. So Charlie, I appreciate it. Thank you for just bringing a ton of value. And this is $1 Million Advice. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Talk soon.